Hi, Paraton Weather Meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday, June 1st, after a very, very chilly Saturday and Sunday in the northeastern part of the nation. Monday, Memorial Day itself, turned out to be quite nice with plenty of sunshine and a nice rebound in temperatures well up into the 70s in parts of the northeastern quadrant of the nation. But Saturday and Sunday, some of the coldest temperatures ever witnessed for a Memorial Day weekend, at least in terms of minimum high temperatures. Some places in suburban Philadelphia, for example, held in the 40s, the upper 40s, both Saturday and Sunday. Very, very unusual for the late stages of the month of May. But again, a quick rebound on Monday with the return of sunshine. And the next few days look to be seasonably warm, and more wet weather is coming to much of the eastern half of the nation, and some of it can be heavy in the mid-Atlantic region, the northeast U.S., in the period late Wednesday night all the way into Thursday night. There can be some heavy rainfall. We'll talk about this upcoming pattern, and then even warmer weather, unusually warm weather for the upcoming weekend. First of all, this is the 5-day forecast map by NOAA for total precipitation amounts between this morning, Tuesday morning, and Sunday morning. Notice, first of all, a decent amount of rainfall showing up in the Mid-Atlantic region over the next 5 days. And again, much of that will fall in the Wednesday night to Thursday night time frame. A lot of precipitation also across the south central U.S. all the way into the Midwest. And there will be kind of a plume of air in the atmosphere from the southwest to the northeast, pushing a lot of moisture from Texas, the Gulf of Mexico, into the Mid-Atlantic region of the northeast U.S. over the next 5 days or so. Not too unusual. Very dry out across the southwestern states over the next 5 days. Well, let's break down last night's operational run of the GFS. First, we're looking at 850 millibar temperature anomalies. Just want to kind of emphasize here that we return to seasonal warmth over the next few days in the northeastern part of the nation, and then above normal by the upcoming weekend, and no real cold shot in sight the way I see it right now. We start off this Tuesday with still some cooler than normal air, especially in the upper part of the atmosphere, and it slowly erodes away over the next few days. Now here we are into Thursday, starting to see some near normal, maybe slightly above normal conditions. And again, this could be a rainy day in this part of the nation. Notice all of this above normal weather stretching from Canada all the way into the southwestern part of the nation, and that ends up kind of dominating the scene across the northern U.S. Here we are now by the upcoming weekend. We could see mid and even upper 80s in places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City at some point over the upcoming week. A little bit below normal down across Texas and the far northwestern part of the nation. Once we erode away this below normal air here in the northeastern part of the nation, looks like at least seasonal warmth and then above normal conditions right into the early part of next week. This is all the way a week away from this Tuesday all the way to next Tuesday, June 8th. Above normal conditions stretching from the northwest, northern plains all the way into New England and the Mid-Atlantic region. It turns colder than normal out across the Pacific Northwest down to California, where they've had some above normal conditions recently. Now let's take a look at the vorticity field at 500 millibars. Again, this is an area of spin in the atmosphere that can cause some upward motion down at the surface level. So we look at these troughs in the upper part of the atmosphere to kind of determine where clouds and precipitation may exist at the lower levels of the atmosphere. And here we have a pretty impressive looking trough here in the middle of the country as we begin the day here on Tuesday. And this is a slow mover, and that's one of the problems here for the mid-Atlantic region, the northeast part of the nation, and indeed all the way down to the south central U.S. Two things going on right here. First of all, a slow moving upper level trough, and notice the height lines here, surface winds same direction out of the southwest to the northeast. This is pushing a very moist air mass from the Gulf of Mexico into the Tennessee Valley, the Mid-Atlantic region, the Northeast over the next few days. And combination of that slow-moving feature aloft, very moist air at the lower levels can indeed lead to some heavy rainfall, I think, maybe even some strong thunderstorms by Thursday evening time frame here. And then that trough just slowly kicks on out of here, but indeed it does by the time we get to the upcoming weekend. This is the forecast map for Saturday morning, and this really shows potential for some very warm weather throughout much of at least the southern half of the nation and extending into the mid-Atlantic region. We'll see this ridge start to form here throughout the eastern half of the nation, and again we could see the mid and even upper 80s in places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City during the upcoming weekend. Once that trough kicks on out of here, we get a ridge in the upper part of the atmosphere, and temperatures really soar Saturday, Sunday time frame. Well, now let's take a look at the surface forecast maps from the operational run of the GFS. Start off the day with some high pressure, but there are plenty of clouds around in the mid-Atlantic region. Again, we'll get back to near seasonal temperatures up in the 70s. Philadelphia, for example, right now has a normal temperature, high temperature around 79, 80 degrees. But again, there'll be plenty of clouds around, high pressure off the east coast. And from this position here, we know winds flow clockwise around highs. It's promoting a southwesterly flow of air on the backside of that high pressure. So you can see the moisture already resulting in some precipitation across the Tennessee Valley, and that will just intensify by the time we get to Wednesday night, Thursday night, and again it could lead to some heavy downpours in the mid-Atlantic region. Let's now move ahead. Here we are now Wednesday. Could see some showers moving into the mid-Atlantic region, still ahead of the main push of rainfall. I think that'll fall mainly Wednesday night all the way to Thursday night. But this wet pattern extends all the way from Texas into the northeastern part of the nation, again with high pressure situated off the eastern seaboard. We have a warm and moist flow of air coming to the northeast. That all the way into Thursday, and this again very well could be the heaviest rainfall time period. Thursday night, maybe even some strong thunderstorms in the I-95 corridor region. Slowly kicks on out of here, and by the time we get to Friday night, the rain is starting to diminish here. The rain threat is starting to diminish, and high pressure ridging takes over by this Saturday morning time frame here, and temperatures could go well up into the 80s both on Saturday and Sunday, and again could go as high as, let's say, the upper 80s in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City by the time we get to Sunday afternoon. This is a Sunday morning forecast map, and it should remain pretty much rain-free this upcoming weekend, at least from this particular vantage point. But between now and then, plenty of rainfall coming, especially in the Wednesday night, Thursday night time frame for the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast U.S., and really for the much of the eastern half of the nation. The next 5 days will be quite wet indeed, but then watch out for a big warm-up over the upcoming weekend into the northeastern part of the nation, and much of the nation will be above normal by the time we get to the upcoming weekend. That's it for now. For ParatonWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.